Welcome back.
Thank you. Had to mount the right memory card.
Nice.
All right.
Is that a Starry Night like shirt? Oh, I see. It's like Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm representing Final Fantasy.
I have a shirt like that, but with a stormtrooper in it for Star Wars. And there's like
Cool.
an AT-AT in the background.
Nice. Any news?
We're making good progress on Edge of Oblivion this week.
Nice.
I got a major section of the interior model done. So like the hallway is completely finished. And I'm about done with the pitch deck, which I'm going to send you. That's
cool.
taken a while because I was working on the hallway. I'm just waiting on a few people's headshots. And then I also updated the poster a little bit. It looks a lot more professional. So there's just been a number of big things that have happened this week that that I've been able to make in terms of progress that have been really exciting.
For some reason, it doesn't think that I inserted the disc.
Oh, that's weird.
So, 1 second. Hey everybody, welcome to the Eyes Open stream. We'll be playing shortly, I promise.
Yeah, that's not a good screen to be seen.
Well, little replay here.
Yeah, hopefully it recognizes it this time.
Well, I must have, because we're doing the cheats, right? So we can get through the story, and I must have not selected the right disc. So now I'm all comfy. Okay. So this is X Station, by the way, if anyone...
Yes, if you want to know how to enable the cheats, this is how you do it. guess in terms of other news, I'm excited to have that meeting with Malachi and Daria tonight.
I'm really excited for that too.
Yeah.
Disc 1. Followed down the wrong pipe. So X Station is my optical drive replacement or emulator.
So is it very finicky, or is it usually pretty reliable?
This is actually the first time it's ever done anything like that.
Wow.
And I must have just selected the wrong disk.
Hmm.
It has to be user error. So the only thing we've done is infinite items. Practicing my triangle skills here.
How fast?
How fast can I push the button? Okay, I think we just did luck and magic. I think that's right. Okay, so it's pretty cool how you switch disks. All you do is you open the lid and close it, and then it thinks it switches in the playlist. This is how I've done it every week. But no, the X Station is amazing.
Yeah.
It's the guy that made it is supposedly making a follow-up that's supposed to be even better.
Really? What is he planning to improve about it? Or do you know?
I think it's the hardware is going to be better, so it'll allow for more features.
Okay.
Like I think it'll have Wi-Fi, so you can update it without having to like
Nice.
load anything out, and then
Is it like, since you're using an SD card, is it faster to load than a traditional optical disc?
so it is because it limits seek time.
Okay.
So like it tries not to do too much different from the original drive, so that way it doesn't screw anything up.
Yeah.
But in terms of seek time, just in terms of like finding things, it does it better, quicker.
Oh yeah.
All right, we were like on a mission, but why don't you tell the folks what you're meeting about after this?
So we are going to be meeting about the Breakman X documentary, which will be appearing in chunks on Eyes Open social media. And it's basically just covering the history of Breakman X and the game show, just talking about various aspects of that, how it progressed. And we're going to be kind of just talking about, our plan for breaking it out and posting it on social media is kind of the main topic.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. Logan is directing, as well as Daria Dennerson, who's a associate producer on... They're both associate producers on Eyes Open, as well as Logan's Mr. VFX as well. And then Malachi, if you're out there, Malachi is editing. But I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. It's crazy to see some of that stuff after so long, and to think we did so many shows.
Yeah. And that section that Malachi pulled out recently about Halo 2 looked great. It was really cool seeing that footage.
It really did. No, it looks good. The most wonderful thing about the game show is that I started it making fun of Halo, and then Halo is like where we got.
Yeah.
So ironic, but there's a quote about that. Actually, our executive producer Sebastian Guardos posted a quote about that today on Facebook. Something about you meet you meet your destiny, like, no matter what. It's much more
on the road
eloquent.
to avoid it. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You saw it too, or you just know that quote?
No, I just know that quote.
Yeah, it's such a good quote,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so true. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go, by the way, so I'm just kind of wandering around.
Yeah, me either.
This looks like a good place to go. Let's see.
Yeah.
Ooh, Pandara. But no, it's really fun, and I think you're gonna do a phenomenal job on the team of that, and that's something that I needed to add to IMDb, and I think it's something that people are gonna enjoy seeing. My former life. I was looking. I always, every once in a while, will find old things because I'm a pack rat in like all aspects.
Were you able to find the Help Me recording that we talked about last stream?
I have not been able to find that yet. However, I did find out. So I have everything on Google Drive. Google Drive, apparently you can search within audio.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I think, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for it that way. And then I'm also going to look for it, I have no idea where the heck I'm going. I'm also going to look for it, maybe I was supposed to look around downtown. Because that's where we saved. Let's check out downtown.
Yeah.
But also, there's a transcribing service that I found that's unlimited transcribing. And I might get them transcribed. Because then I could search, because we talked about it at the next show. So if I could find where we talked about it, I could just look at the one previous.
Yeah.
Okay, going down here. But if you don't know, basically, maybe I just need to take the bus.
There's so many buses around.
I'll go to the shopping arcade. That's actually where I want to go. So I was doing one of the shows. Oh, I think it wanted me to go to the arcade. I was doing one of the shows, and while we were doing it, very apropos for Halloween time, but while I was doing it, oh, what does that say at the hotel? Okay, so we'll probably go to the hotel next. All of a sudden we started getting messages, because we had, we had various ways that people interacted. They'd either, we had a chat room, an IRC, similar to Discord, and we had, people could also, I'm going to go back here first. People could also call in. We actually had a phone number that they could call into that we could patch them into. And we had a Skype. We had instant messaging. Basically any way that anyone could ever communicate with someone, they could communicate with us during the show. So anyway, during this, it just started blowing up. Did I not go into any place? Ah, there we go. It started blowing up. Who is that? We have unlimited items, so but who is that saying, and I was like, what? And they basically said that someone said, help me, over and over again, or not over and over again, just once. It was like, help me, help me. And
did you say the rest of the audio cut out during that segment too?
Yeah, because I haven't heard this since about 0506, I think it was. But what I remember is it completely cut through, and you couldn't hear anything else while it was going. I think everyone has their final weapon.
Yeah, I think that's what
Irvine
viewers did last time.
Yeah, I hope he comes back. Or they, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think everyone but Irvine had it. Not Irvine had it. Kind of a cool system. I don't mind the remodel system. All right, so I'm gonna go to the hotel area. Let's see what we can.
I love how the buses kind of have their wheel articulate in. It's a little cartoony, but it's fun.
Yeah, nice design. A nice design. All right, so here we are. But let's talk to these people. What's going on? It is overwhelming, sir. Okay. Oh, don't hit me. Good Lord.
I'm also kind of amazed by, like, since all of these are separate backgrounds and they're just kind of having to keep track of each of these separate screens, which might have gotten a little bit complicated to organize.
It's complicated to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not. Most of the game has been, but like this part has been. Can I stay the night? Okay. I didn't know if we're supposed to do this. Okay, looks like we are. Or maybe not. Just chilling out with this.
Timber Maniacs. That was that wood shop.
Yeah. But yeah, so everyone keep an eye out for the first part of the documentary this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see how it turns out. I wish we would have done stuff. So I did a similar version of this back in the early days of the game show, but you couldn't stream games back then. Like there just wasn't.
Yeah, there wasn't enough bandwidth.
There wasn't enough bandwidth, and there wasn't. I have no idea where the heck I'm supposed to go. There wasn't enough band. Oh, I don't think I've been here. There wasn't enough bandwidth, and there weren't like servers that you could even stream to like have it repeat or anything. But what I would do is I had this, which you guys have a lot of these, some of these pictures, but not these. But I had a webcam set up pretty much all times of the day. So the webcam would just be on, and anytime you would go to the webcam page, the webcam would take a picture and upload it. So whenever you'd go there, the picture would be live that instant.
That's cool.
And actually, I think I had it port forwarded, so it actually connected directly to the webcam. And so anyway, when I'd be playing a game or something, I would let people know, and like they would sometimes like watch me play games, although it was, not super intuitive since it was kind of random pictures, but
yeah,
this is much better.
What was how often did it update?
Whenever you basically have to refresh.
Oh, okay.
Anytime, like if someone kept clicking refresh, it would keep.
The frame rate was how often you could refresh your browser. Nice.
Yeah. So not super ideal, but we did have people watch it, which is crazy. And I wish
it would have been novel back then.
Yeah, it was pretty cool back then. Wait, okay, we'll go to the presidential residence. Maybe if I go to the presidential residence and talk to the president, he will tell me where to go.
That would be nice of him.
It would, wouldn't it? It'd be sweet. It'd be sweet. You can see a little bit of those weird. Wait, this isn't the presidential residence.
This is a random intersection.
This is not. Wait, or is this,
no, it is.
Is this gate?
That's an interesting choice to put the angle at.
Yeah, so like you can't see anything. Oh, here we go. This is where you get in. You go like this way. And you're like, what up? Yeah, because Renoa was in here. Her dad wouldn't let her come. Oh, here we go. It's time to form the team. So this is where we're supposed to go. Okay. The leader's role is vital. Blah, blah, blah. I love how we see Squall's thought.
Yeah.
We are going to take out the sorceress. What are you guys going to talk about at the meeting? I mean, I kind of know, but
yeah.
The other folks, though.
primarily just how we're going to be breaking down like what segments we want to release on social media each week, just kind of where we're splitting it, and some logistics stuff because I'm new to the team, so I'm gonna be just kind of figuring out what ways I can best help make the progress move as fast as it can. One of them is probably doing a little bit of VFX for a few of the audio-only sections.
Yeah, I love the preview I saw already.
Yeah, thanks.
It's amazing how much just that sync helps.
Yeah. For me, like, the sync helps. Like, if it's not synced, it just kind of feels distracting. But I felt like we needed a little bit of motion, a little bit of visual there. So I think it'll be a good solution. If I can help Malachi do that, it'll free up some time so he can fine-tune the edit, make sure that's as good as possible. Also probably talk about the crew interviews as well, since that's something that we're going to be doing. I think we're probably going to prioritize the BMX doc during these few weeks where we're like trying to get it out every week. It's
going to be intense.
Yeah. But
do you think the transcriptions would help you guys at all?
It might. I mean, because then, so how would the transcriptions like be stored? How would we be able to sort through them?
I have to look at the site. I think basically it would just like you would go to the show and it would give you a transcription, and I think it would give you a summary too.
Okay.
I tried a different one earlier, and it just really wasn't that great. Although some of the summaries were really funny to read, like.
Yeah, well, it probably would, because then we could like try and find references to specific things really quickly.
Yeah, because right now it's pretty much been Malachi just like listening to shows.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
Go Malachi.
Yeah, that's another thing I'll probably do too. Is like if Malachi needs help finding anything, I can go through and like help him look for stuff. Just kind of trying to find ways to make things move faster, especially because I know that Malachi's already been editing and Daria's got a pretty locked-in schedule. And while I'm also busy with a bunch of stuff, I'm a lot more flexible, just because I'm freelance, so I'm kind of able to block things out.
I'm interested to see if she was talking about interviewing folks.
Yeah,
if she's made any progress with that.
We haven't had the opportunity to have a meeting until this one.
Oh, no, I know. That's why we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think the plan is definitely going to be to have people record their own interviews.
I was talking for the Breakman X doc. Oh,
the Breakman X doc. Yeah. We'll have to discuss that because we haven't had a meeting to be able to set up a plan for it, and we're like a few days away from needing the first cut out. So we'll see. I don't know if that's a thing where it might have to, like, they may have to be included in the full cut later.
That's fine.
Fine
with that.
That would probably have to be the way to do it. If we still want to get those included.
If it ends up turning out pretty good, this is probably something that you and Daria and Malachi could submit to festivals. Festivals love documentaries.
That's a good idea.
And the more selections you can get, the better.
Right.
Didn't really think of that until just now. I know Christian was going to watch the cut too. And Watkins.
Was she going to watch the one that's in the Discord right now?
Yes, that most recent one.
Okay. I'd definitely be interested to hear her thoughts.
You think of it, record the meeting.
Oh yeah, I will make sure to do that.
I always record meetings. So I think that this part, that's some Babylonian in artwork there. Really no easy. Okay. Okay, so I think we need to go. There you go. I will not let me go this way. Okay. Irvine. Oh, boy. Oh, I think we go up here, don't we? Yeah, that's right. There's some really cool music when the sorceress appears, if I remember right. And I wonder how long it took them to render all these backgrounds.
Yeah, because they're all 3D assets, and they're a lot higher quality than everything else back in the late 90s. And there's so many screens.
Took like a pretty significant amount of time.
It's all kind of weird too, because they would have had to, separate it like those moving things over here on the side. That probably wasn't a very straightforward render. Maybe it was.
Software was so buggy back then too. That's something like I'd kind of forgot. And software is still buggy in a lot of ways, but it was really, really buggy during that time. Because I remember even getting. Oh, do I need to look out the window? What the heck am I supposed to do? Can't do anything with that. Okay, there's nothing I can do here, so I'm gonna go back down. I remember like using early versions of Premiere back in the day. Like, you had to have the file formats just like perfect for it to.
Yep.
Is there something down? Can we go down?
Premiere's definitely gotten a lot better about that kind of thing, but there are some issues.
Oh, it has for sure. It's definitely better than it used to be, but like it would. I mean, like when I tried to do the first episode of Game Show, we were gonna do video along with it. So I started editing it. So when we were talking about stuff, there'd be video to go along with it. Get off the light.
Your shadow pops in and out.
Yeah, I noticed that. But like getting because there were different pictures, different videos, and I didn't have a capture card yet, although I eventually got one. So like it was all different file formats, and Premiere would just crash like every couple minutes. Right. And then I was gonna test it. I got like a minute done, and it wouldn't even export. And it basically came down to the fact that using lots of different types of footage at the time, this was not something it was gonna handle very well. Okay.
Yeah. Premiere has mostly been okay for me, although it can get a little bit slow rendering some things, just like live preview. For me, it's After Effects that is seriously buggy.
It is buggy, yeah.
And the biggest culprit is RAM usage, honestly. Because I've got 96 gigabytes of RAM in my system. And I've caught After Effects using over 70 gigs.
Oh, yeah. After Effects will eat RAM.
Yeah, it just does not release it.
No, it doesn't.
They put in a button for you to like manually tell it to release it.
Premiere, Premiere still has this. Especially on like, okay, if I had to talk to that guy first. I've worked on like bigger projects, where it's like a feature length project, and so what do I do? Oh, do I push the thing? Oh, okay, now it's the thing. Okay, what do y'all want me to do? But there were definitely bugs we ran into working on a few of the feature docs that I worked on, and like there were times we'd literally just have to reach out to Adobe support, and most of the time they were like aware of the bugs. They would be like, oh yeah, that happened. And like, don't ever update any Adobe product. I think I'm supposed to follow this dude. Don't ever update any Adobe product in the middle of a project, ever. And make sure you turn auto update off, because it will be a pain. Because we had on one of the, we were working on multiple computers, and one of them had auto update on in the middle of the project, and it corrupted the project file pretty badly, and it made it really hard to recover it, even though we had backups. And it was a whole thing. I mean, we couldn't just revert versions either. Like, it was a really complicated thing, and I had to work with Adobe.
Okay.
And at first, like, they don't believe you because it's like the lower level tech support, so they think you need to just like restart your computer and it'll be fine. Which is, to be fair, usually what you have to do.
Yeah. I've updated versions before, and thankfully I haven't. I've had issues with updating versions, but thankfully it has been like backwards compatible as long as you don't save the file, at least in the newer versions. But yeah, I can definitely see like if it crashes and tries to do like an autosave or something, that'd be a nightmare.
Well, and the other thing that it did, I was working on, I was making a video with a bunch of older footage that I was actually taking from like DV tape. And one of the versions within the last couple, I can't remember when it was, a year ago, when I updated it, they took out the functionality to capture DV.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awful whenever that happens.
Yeah, so like, and it didn't say it anywhere. I was just like, where'd they move it to, you know?
Yeah.
And I finally found on a forum that they decided to remove it, so I had to go back to an old version.
Yeah. At least they make it easy to install their versions for the most part.
Yeah, they do.
Which
they
is
definitely do.
One of the nice things, but there's a lot of things I'm just annoyed with about Adobe. I'm actually considering like mostly switching over to DaVinci because I've been learning it for color grading, and I've been messing with the editing too, and it performs a lot better than Premiere does, renders things a lot faster, and just I enjoy the experience more.
It utilizes the GPU better too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't rely on RAM preview as much.
Nice.
Which is basically After Effects RAM culprit.
Yeah, I'm excited. I need to mess with DaVinci some more. I actually went to a little... we have to do like conferences and stuff, and I went to a conference and Blackmagic was there. So I did a DaVinci workshop. Kind of, it was pretty cool. I mean, I pretty much knew what am I supposed to do. I pretty much knew everything that they taught. But it was fun to kind of see someone who actually developed it walk through the software.
Yeah.
And Avid Media Composer, I've used that a lot because that's what we used at SC, and then I've used it for a bunch of pro projects. I do like Avid as well. I mean, I'm pretty platform agnostic. I try not to like hate any of them.
Yeah.
But
I don't really like hate
Avid?
Adobe too much, but the DaVinci just feels like nice for my personal projects at the moment.
yeah, no, I'm definitely, I think DaVinci is awesome. I need to get more familiar with it.
Avid is the one that I haven't tried yet, but that's mostly because I've just started learning DaVinci relative to other programs and haven't had really a moment where I'm like, yeah, let me try learning Avid, but I think that'll be coming up here soon because I want to make sure I know how to use that.
Avid is really designed for people, I mean, originally for people that came from like editing on film.
Right, that's what Aiden said.
And so it has some advantage. I mean, the first time I came from Final Cut, I learned on Final Cut, not like the current Final Cut, which is I'm not a fan of. But back in the old days, Final Cut was actually a lot like Premiere is now. And so I used Final Cut quite a bit. Where the heck am I supposed to go? And Final Cut was great, and I love Final Cut. You had to render everything before you could watch it, which was kind of annoying. Like you had to manually render things most of the time, which was kind of its big downside. But we were forced to use Avid, and I just never liked to be told what to do, so I edited mine on Final Cut anyway, even though they said you'd like fail if you did. Didn't tell anybody.
Classic.
Yeah. But then I ended up using Avid for different things, and I ended up kind of realizing what the strong points of it are, because all of them have, sure. And Avid's big strength are the trim tools. It's really, really good at making fine trims and adjustments.
I think Aiden's mentioned that's what he really likes about it.
Yeah, and if you can really learn that tool, you can do some awesome things with it. And I'm honestly surprised that the other 2 and 3 and 4 haven't done much to try to copy that. Like you would think that I guess I can go this way. You would think that they would potentially try to copy that, since it's such a great feature, but they just haven't. I would say Premiere's strength is it's so versatile. Like, it doesn't matter what footage you have, what anything you have, it will just take it.
Right.
It just kind of works.
I was impressed that it just took B-raw footage from my Blackmagic camera, because I thought that might be one that they don't just outright support because of competition or whatever. But
that's definitely Avid's issue is that it only accepts like very professional footage, and it won't always take like everything. Although I found limits with Premiere, like I said, I randomly find like old videos, break my neck stuff. But I found a video today, actually, when I was looking for something else, of Tara playing DDR in 2002. But it was like a old video format, and Premiere would not open it.
Okay.
It wouldn't convert it either. So VLC was the only thing that would open it. And only with...
I like VLC.
VLC is awesome. And it would only open it with the... Noah locked us in. It would only work with the... I don't know if you have the codec pack. There's a code... There's a
codec pack.
No, well, it's not a part of VLC. It's like a... I can't even remember what it is. But it's been going for a good 24 years or so now. But it's basically a codec pack that has like every codec, even obscure codecs. So like there's basically no chance that you would ever open a video without being able to view it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I have all sorts of old videos. And anyway, like that's how I could open this. And then I use VLC to convert it.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know what that codec pack is called.
I can find it because I need to update it. It'll ask me to update. It might... I don't want to tell you wrong. I'm going to look it up.
Cool.
Back in the old days, there was a file sharing program called Kazaa.
I've heard of that.
And it used to be called the Kazaa Codec Pack because a lot of people got it so they could watch any video they download on Kazaa.
I think I heard about this, actually. I'm a big fan of Lego stop motion, and there was like a a history about their community, like a little documentary that I watched.
Cool.
And they like started back, in the early days of the internet, and they were using file sharing programs like that to share their videos. And we're having the admins on forums that were like hosting these had to have all these codecs installed and everything.
It would have been a good way to do it. The bad thing about Kasa was though that eventually it installed these data programs where like they would basically they'd basically sell out their users as like a farm, not a rendering farm necessarily, but more of like a data processing farm. So basically, if you're using Kazaa, it was constantly sending your computer data to process for them and then send back. And so if you used it, it would really eat resources on your computer. And then eventually someone made a version without it, without all that crap in it.
That's unfortunate.
There are a lot of
programs doing it, and it's not great.
Yeah, no, it was. Everyone was always like, "Why is my computer so slow?" Ooh, the sorceress. Okay, we're getting pretty close, I think, to where I was.
Okay.
Because I definitely remember this. Okay, she's approaching the sorceress. Noah brings her a gift. Okay, this is not gonna be good. Really cool scene design there. Do you have any comments or anything to read?
Nope, no comments so far.
That was quite the explosion.
This is a very sinister room.
It's and the music is so sinister too. Mr. Sinister. Alright. For Noah.
Nice ragdoll.
Mm-hmm. Great physics. Wow. That's some hair.
Yeah.
Magic hair. Magic mask hair. Yeah, I wonder how long it took to render these FMVs back in the day.
Because like this render would be no time today, but it's crazy to think just how.
Oh yeah.
Like,
this would be like a previs today, almost.
Yeah.
Back in the day, this would have probably taken forever. Especially like these were quite a bit better than most. Okay, I think the cool music's about to start. Here she comes.
Back and forth between game and FMV.
Noah, what are you doing? Looks like she's like possessed. She's like,
yeah, she doesn't look quite all entirely there.
Wow, this is quite the speech. I celebrate my ascension with such joy, hailing the very one whom you have condemned for generations. Have you no shame? This isn't gonna go well.
Nope.
Stands before your very eyes to become your new ruler. Ha ha ha. A new era has just begun.
Uh-oh.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I think this is...
Did he just explode
like
into fireworks?
I think so. But I think there's some cool music coming.
Oh, no.
He's
okay.
Nah, he's like dissolving or something. Rest assured, you fools. Your time will come. This is only the beginning.
They're all still cheering.
Yeah. Yay! Let us start a new reign of terror. It'll let you live a fantasy beyond your imagination. Go, imprison us. Woo! So the queen, okay, and then the president's down there. Yeah, there's some like parade or something, and I swear there's like cool music. Let's end the ceremony with the sacrifice. That doesn't sound good.
These are pretty high resolution models for back then too.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, that's cool.
I think they're gonna regret who they voted for. Oh, not Renoa. Oh my god, did she just die?
Oh no!
There's no way she's dead. It hasn't started yet. The gate's not open. Oh, squall. Gotta do my duty. Or she's being eaten by lizards.
Yeah.
We need to get out of here quick. Yeah, Renoa, you kind of ruined everything. Okay, how do we get out of here?
Secret bookcase?
That's what I was thinking. There's always a secret book. Oh, selfie. Did you figure it out? Not hopeless. Never hopeless. Ah, here we go.
Yeah.
Or not.
What?
Oh. Oh, yeah, you put the glass in there, but yep, there we go. Now that was cool. I want one of those in my house. You don't even know where it leads.
Nice dungeon.
It is cool. I like the lighting.
Yeah.
Squall's not in the party, so we don't have any infinite HP anymore.
Aw. I thought they kind of like slid up to the top of the ladder and then went down.
Nice little glide there. Pretty nice pre-rendered background there. Oh, whoa. I didn't even know. Oh, this is the music.
Okay.
I remember this. Doesn't seem like a good start
No.
to her rule.
I mean, she's already assaulted someone.
Yeah.
Just
Fed someone to these like magic dinosaur
assaulted
things.
2 people.
Now's our chance.
I feel like how long those lion reptile things have been attacking Renoa. Renoa may already be dead.
He's been attacking her for a long time.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool camera work there.
Uh-huh.
Cutting back and forth. Oh, there's our friend Cypher. Ah, look at me.
Evil grin.
My hair. Pretty cool. The real time over the pre-rendered. Where the heck is Squall?
He just ditched.
Here we go.
Oh no, he appeared.
I just saved. I'm not gonna save. Okay. Music is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, it was super rare to have lyrics in any video game music.
So, I can't tell what language that is for lyrics, or is it just like choir kind of stuff? But
It might be just made up. It might be. Is it Latin?
Latin would make sense.
But it also might just be made up. Like I always thought, or in the beginning, the Duel of the Fates, like had sense, like lyrics that made sense, but apparently it was just phonetics.
Yeah, sounds awesome though.
Does sound awesome. I used to drive around blaring that in my car.
Nice.
Before the movie even came out, actually.
They released it before. Well, I guess it makes sense. They release it before the movie came out.
Did you see the new episode 1 info that was released last week? So, it was one of the designers of some sort, and he said that basically up until the end of pre-production, I don't know why I'm going over here. Basically up until the end of pre-production, Ewan McGregor's character's name was Qui-Gon.
Oh.
And Liam Neeson's character's name was Obi-Wan. And it was that way throughout the entire movie. And then when, sorry, spoiler, but 25 years. When Darth Maul kills who is now Obi-Wan, right? Liam Neeson. And then Qui-Gon, or Ewan McGregor in this case, kills Darth Maul when Qui-Gon, this Obi-Wan, Liam Neeson, dies, and he makes him promise to train the boy. He also takes his name in honor, and that's
how
he gets the name Obi-Wan in that version. And then he cut it basically towards the end.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I think it makes sense to cut it though, because unless they worked it into the next 2 movies, but having him die that early on, I think it made sense to cut that. But it is a really cool idea.
It is a cool idea, and it's like I always really liked Qui-Gon. I was always bummed that he was only in one of the movies.
He's cool when he. I love the episodes in the Clone Wars when he reappears.
I need to rewatch the Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's been a minute for me too.
And when I watched them, I was so busy that I kind of just had them on in the background. So I've seen them, but I haven't really, paid attention to them. Yeah. I have for some of the big episodes, the one where Anakin is on the brother and sister that represent the Force. I've seen that one and paid really close attention, but
you kind of have to with that one. It's so wild.
Pretty crazy. But I really do like the ones that I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Definitely takes a little bit to get going. It's mid-season 2 is when it picks up, but yeah, once you get there, so good. Usually when I watch them, I was paying attention to them, but it's been maybe 5 years since I rewatched it.
I've never seen that new season, or it's not new anymore.
The 7th season is really good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, like the first episodes are kind of just a setup for the Bad Batch show, so they're okay. But I like the Bad Batch, so paid off. Then the next episodes, I'm trying to remember what the middle arc was. Oh yes, no. I feel like there were 3 arcs in that one. Like the last one was just masterful. How they did the Battle of Mandalore at the same time as episode 3. That one was really good. I'm trying to remember what the middle arc was though. I remember really liking all of it.
I'm excited. I need to make it through them so I can get there. But obviously I'm a humongous Star Wars fan. I mean, Star Wars is what got me into movies.
Yeah.
I still love it. I used to think like I could, because when the prequels came out initially, like everyone I knew hated them, except for Tara. Tara loved them, but everyone just so negative about them, and I always loved them. Like I loved episode 1 when I saw it in the theater, and then I remember I saw episode 2 with Tara and a group of friends, and Tara and I were the only 2 that liked it. Everyone else like hated it. And then even episode 3. Episode 3, I would say the people I was with liked it a little bit more, but still, I didn't like it that much.
Interesting.
But I always liked and now they're looked on pretty positively. But
yeah, and in hindsight of the sequel, people were like, maybe I treated you too harshly.
Well, and I always thought like maybe I would just like anything Star Wars, but then the sequels, which I liked them, like when I went to the theater and saw them, and it was fun. Like, oh, this is nice, but
yeah, the atmosphere was fun for 7 and 8 at least. I think people were getting fatigued by 9.
But the sequels to me like destroy 1 through 6 because it makes Anakin's sacrifice like pointless. Just because it's like Palpatine's just like back and like
well that could have been solved, but if they had just if they had just cooperated between each of the movies more.
Yeah.
They didn't have a plan. Yeah. They killed off Snoke, and all of a sudden, what do?
Yeah, they killed off, and like, I mean, I wish they would have used George Lucas's 7, 8, and 9. I would have loved seeing like the origin of the Force and everything. I don't know if you've read anything about his 7, 8, and 9.
I know a little bit, and I know that's kind of what he was getting into. I could read more though.
I wonder if they'll eventually do it animated. But I really liked I've liked most of the TV show stuff or Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I did not like what was the recent one?
There's Ahsoka.
Ahsoka I loved.
Acolyte
I did not like.
I haven't seen it. I was kind of there was a lot of like online rage about it, and I was just kind of like I don't want to get caught up in that, so I just didn't watch it at the time.
I mean, there's always things I think get a little out of hand.
Yeah, that one though felt like it was more intense than normal.
Yeah, it's the only Star Wars show that I didn't finish. Like it, there's a pretty cool like the lights. There's like these lightsaber helmet things. That's kind of neat, but like besides that, I don't know.
My favorite show from Disney in Star Wars is Andor.
Oh, Andor was amazing.
Yeah, it was so high quality, and it, like felt like it was really pushing Star Wars to explore like it from the first really different perspective.
Yeah. No, Andor was awesome. Mandalorian was good.
I enjoyed Mandalorian. Season 3, I didn't like as much. It just felt less cohesive, but I think that's partially because I didn't. In hindsight, I didn't agree with the decision to put the Mandalorian episodes in Boba Fett because that kind of messed with the timeline, and then they.
Yeah.
But
I liked Boba Fett okay too. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked it.
I really liked the flashbacks with the Sand People. I know a lot of people had issues with that, but I think that was actually my favorite part of the show.
No, I like that too, actually. I cannot figure out where the heck I'm supposed to go. Like, because I ran, it looks like we're supposed to go this way. But, like, nothing happened. And she stopped, so it's not like can't go any farther.
I'm excited for Skeleton Crew. That's going to be releasing later this year.
Oh, I bet we're supposed to escape. Skeleton Crew, I'm gonna watch that. I'll be excited for that.
The latest trailer looks really good.
I would love a Darth Vader series.
Yeah,
I want.
It's not a movie series, but they did a game series in VR on him.
Yeah, I would, but like prime Darth Vader, kind of like we saw in Rogue One.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
It would be interesting to explore early Darth Vader.
Yeah, like when he's, and then you could even get into like when he's interacting with Luke and like struggle he's having, and I don't know if you've read the comic.
I haven't.
But the comics. This is driving me nuts a little bit. The comics have, I think I'm supposed to go down here, but like, do you see something on the screen I'm supposed to go to get down there?
No. All I see is basically exactly what you're trying to do, where it feels like you should just be able to jump from that ledge onto the lower ledge and then jump down. But
oh, I got money though.
I wonder if that's only for climbing up.
I
so
guess,
you can't go
but
back that way.
I cannot figure out. Ah, no.
Yeah, this is really confusing to navigate.
But like in the comic book, there's like some cool stuff of his struggle. Like he visits Padme's grave.
Oh yeah.
And her ghost visits him, but it's not actually her ghost. It's like a vision.
Okay.
But at the beginning, it starts out like pleasantly, but then she's like, "You're not the man I knew," and stuff, and then she like kind of disintegrates.
Yeah. They did a small scene. They didn't go like full vision or anything, but like at the end of season 7 of Clone Wars, they did something like that.
Don't tell me I haven't seen it yet.
Cool.
I kind of figured though, but
oh yeah, I mean, you know where he's gonna end up. I won't say any more than that, but they wrap it up and like move into the original trilogy.
Oh, cool.
Nicely.
What? Okay, so I have no idea where the heck I'm supposed to go. It's driving me crazy. I'm gonna have to like find a video where the heck I'm supposed to go, because I feel like I've looked at like everything and gone everywhere, and it's gonna be something like really dumb, and I'm gonna feel really dumb. In part.
I remember what the middle arc was. Okay, yeah, the middle arc was when they reintroduced Ahsoka. That one was okay. I think I enjoyed that one more than a lot of people did.
Oh, I think I found. many hours am I? Okay, that's that. We just did that. That's all of that. Okay, and then oh, here we go. Okay, here's the queen giving her little speechy. Okay, dinosaur thingies going through the sewer. Okay, climbing up. Okay, killing these things. All right, now what the? Okay, getting Renoa. And then, oh, I do need to attach that GF. Okay, okay, they go back to. Oh, whoa. Oh my God.
What?
I feel really dumb, but also, like, they make it pretty nondescript.
Okay.
Look at this.
This is probably one of. Oh. You were standing
Like,
right there. Yeah, that just looked like tiles. That feels like one of those guide bait things.
I think so. Like, that is crazy. Okay, I need to give this GF to someone.
I think they wanted you to feel that way too. They wanted you to be like,
where do I go?
oh, it's right there.
Literally right freaking there. Okay.
Ooh, an altar.
Bad things always happen in video games at altars.
Yeah.
Now I also have no idea where to go. Oh, what's this thingy? Looks like a gun.
That seems like a gun, yeah.
Irvine, it's in your hands now. Oh, he's gonna assassinate her. Alright, cowboy. Yeah, I really want to watch the Clone Wars now. I have no time to watch it, but at some point.
Yes.
Why did he get all quiet? It must be cause. But it's like they show a little bit more of Anakin's progression.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they focus more on Ahsoka in the last season, but you get a little bit at the beginning of the final arc.
I loved the scene with Anakin and Ahsoka, the show.
Yeah.
He marches at her and you see like Darth Vader.
Yeah, that scene where they're in the world between worlds, which, have you seen Rebels?
I haven't. I need to watch Rebels.
That will make so
Rebels.
much. Yeah, that will make so much more sense if you watch Rebels. Because that whole plane of existence they were in has shown up before.
Cool. But yeah, I would love a Darth Vader series. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. I think my big criticism of Ahsoka is that, like, a lot of people that were interested in live action Star Wars just didn't watch the animated show. And there's a lot of stuff in Ahsoka. Like, you can enjoy it without it, but I think you are significantly more lost without the context of Rebels and Clone Wars.
Yeah, I definitely need to. I'm sure that will help with Ahsoka. Because I know a lot of people that watched Rebels got really excited about it.
Mm-hmm. It was worth it. Like, having seen Rebels, there was just a ton of stuff that was just, oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, back to these people. Okay.
And Rebels is also one of those things where it's like, first season's kind of hard to watch. It's not as good as the rest of it. Picks up season 2.
Yeah, I also like series in general. Like when I was younger, it didn't matter because you have more time.
Yeah.
But now that I'm like constantly horrifically busy, like it's really hard for me to watch series because, and there's so much. Maybe it's not this way in Rebels, but in a lot of series I watch, and really Clone Wars there's a little bit of filler, but not like a horrific amount. But there's so much filler, and then there's so much like
Ooh.
like psyching you up for next time, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't gonna finish Stranger Things for that reason, and then I ended up finishing it because I got COVID. And like I was so tired when I got COVID. The only thing I really got was like horrifically tired. I didn't cough. I didn't have any of the. I had a fever, but besides that, literally the only issue I had. I think I was supposed to go that way. The only issue that I had really was that I was like so tired, and so I just laid in bed and I watched the last season of Stranger Things.
I need to watch Stranger Things.
It's really good. I mean, it's definitely worth watching. It's longer than it should be. I mean, I just always feel that about all shows, that they just don't need to be as long as they are. It's really good.
It's been interesting. I told you I was working on a pitch deck for Edge of Oblivion, and I was looking at a bunch of reference pitch decks, and Stranger Things is one that showed up in a few lists of really good pitch decks. And in their original pitch deck, they pitch it as one season.
Yeah.
And they're like, we aren't going to make more seasons unless it's like a separate series that kind of expands on the original one.
It happens a lot with those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things was pitched for 10 years before it got made. It was the big, like the traditional studios and networks saw it as a risk because there was really nothing like it.
Yeah.
At the time, and they want stuff that they have data for.
Right.
It's a creepy little thing. And there was no data on something like Stranger Things. And then that was when Netflix was really adventurous and was basically greenlighting everything and then canceling stuff quickly. And how Stranger Things got picked up. Netflix is so different now.
Yeah, I haven't had Netflix in a long time, but they've accumulated a bunch of stuff that I really want to watch, so whenever I am more secure in my finances, I'll pick them up again.
More streaming.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it free with, we get it free through, how do we get it free? I think T-Mobile. I think our cell phone.
Oh, okay.
Because I know we don't pay for it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And then Verizon gives you one of them too. I don't remember. It's not Netflix though.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it depends on...
We've got Verizon.
Yeah, you might check. It might be Paramount.
Oh, really?
I can't remember.
Paramount's a weird one, but they've got Avatar on there, so that's not... Although I've got a Blu-ray with Avatar on it, so I don't need Paramount.
Paramount's interesting. When I was a kid, I was a huge Nickelodeon fan back in basically, have you seen that documentary about the awful guy that worked for Nickelodeon?
I don't think I've seen the one you're talking about, but I've watched a YouTuber called LS Mark, and I think I've seen him talk about it.
So everything Nickelodeon before that guy, so before all that, before everything that he did, before '96, that was my Nickelodeon time.
Okay.
And all that stuff is on Paramount Plus, so it's fun to watch it with.
Yeah.
Phoebe.
Well, the main reason why I really want to watch Stranger Things now, I wanted to watch it before, but I have a movie concept that I was talking about with Aiden and Jess, and they're like, that is basically Stranger Things crossed with Ready Player One. And I'm like, okay.
That'd be a great pitch.
Yeah, no, it is a great, but that's what Jess is like. She's like, you need to pitch it that way. But the idea is to make a feature based on... Have you heard of the Polybius urban legend?
No.
So it's basically this. It centers around Cleveland, Oregon. And back in early 80s when arcades were all the rage. And the story goes that there was this like blank machine that appeared in an arcade one day, as if it were like a test, like testing for a new game in a limited release. And when people played it, they would get serious like mental side effects, and, like nausea and vomiting and stuff. And people were seeing like men in suits coming and like checking the machine periodically, and theory goes that it was like a government test of like mind control, basically.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's like an urban legend, so it's one of those things. It's like, oh, it's probably not true, but nobody can prove that it's not.
Sounds very MK Ultra.
Yeah, no, that like I've watched breakdowns about it, and people are like, oh, they probably combined, you know, this legend probably evolved from multiple other things that actually did happen, like, you know, limited release arcades games actually did happen in Cleveland, Oregon. People would go and check those new machines, and MK Ultra was a real thing. So just a bunch of things kind of merged to create it. But I think it sounds like a really fun story.
It does. Well, and conspiracy theories in general, I mean, not that you have to believe in them, but they make interesting movies. Like,
oh yeah,
you don't have to, not that they're true stories, but they make interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I really want to play into like the hallucination angle, because that would be a nice original spin, because I mean people have done short film adaptations of Polybius before, but like hallucinations aren't typically in the, I guess, the the legend, so it'd be kind of fun to try that spin on it.
That would be interesting.
And sort of have this concept of like, you know, once you've started the game, you're kind of always playing it until you solve the puzzle and escape, because it's kind of just continuing to play out in your head, but it's more than just the arcade cabinet.
Have you ever seen War Games?
I've heard about it.
A very different movie, but just as someone who likes video games, you should check it out. But the original version with Matthew Broderick. Basically, he's like a hacker. He does mostly like changes grades and stuff like that, but then he decides he's gonna try to like hack into like these game companies that he likes and play the latest games before they come out. And so he hacks into this game company, and he's looking through the list of games, and it's like chess and like backgammon and like all these different games, and then it gets to this one, and it's like thermonuclear war. And so he's like, oh, that sounds more interesting. So he ends up playing that, and what he doesn't realize... Oh, I've already been this way. No, I haven't. What he doesn't realize, though, is that he's actually connected to a war game simulator at the Pentagon. Or not the Pentagon, at NORAD. And that computer basically doesn't stop playing the game. So even when he disconnects, and then this is in the day before the internet, so it's like dialing into his modem on his computer and like continuing to try to play the game with him. And it's the actual like nuclear war simulator at NORAD. And so they think that... Oh, so that's where that goes. They think that that all the stuff happening in the game is real. So like when he's you know, done nuke preps and stuff in Russia, our government detects that the game basically takes over our government's computers, and it actually like detects that, and so like we're gonna go to like nuclear war with Russia.
Yeah, I really do need to watch that movie. It sounds
good.
like, yeah, a really nice blend of high stakes and video games and
Yeah,
nerd
and
stuff. Yeah.
Matthew Broderick is such a, and I don't know if you like Galaga, but I love Galaga.
Oh, I love Galaga.
Yeah, Galaga's in it briefly.
Yep. I've already built an arcade machine in my basement off of a Raspberry Pi, and I've got Galaga on there. But
Nice.
for if I do Polybius, my plan is to make like a simple arcade game that's actually interactable and build a cabinet for it, prop in the movie. And just because, I mean, since it's an urban legend, nobody knows what the game actually looked like, so I can kind of have free reign over what I do with the concept. That could be an interesting little programming challenge.
You get it picked up, you should get like an influencer to play it and act like they've been like, you know, taken over.
That'd be fun.
Like
kind of Blair Witch style.
Blair Witch. Yeah, that's like the great Blair Witch. That marketing campaign was amazing.
Mm-hmm. That's a movie I have yet to see too, but
the original. Oh,
yeah.
And
well, I haven't seen any of them.
You should try to see the promotional stuff before it, because there was a lot of people that thought it was real. I mean, they presented the trailer and stuff as if it was like a real thing, found footage. You know, they didn't. The actors, their family thought that they're like were dead. Like
dang, that's commitment.
Yeah, and they didn't let them do interviews until like after the movie had come out.
See, I'll probably sit down and watch that, Paranormal Activity, and what was the other one you recommended? The other found footage one.
Chronicle.
Yeah, Chronicle. Probably gonna watch those pretty back to back, because the next film that I want to make after Edge of Oblivion is gonna be found footage short.
Watch Blair Witch first, then Paranormal, then Chronicle.
Okay. Yeah, Blair Witch kind of started that trend, didn't it?
Yeah. It's good though, and it's try to watch it with like lights off and stuff.
That'll be a good basement watch.
Ooh, she not gonna get shot.
Yeah. Big F.
You could try again, dude.
Yeah, I've got ideas for what that film is going to be. Really, I just kind of want to try my old camcorders, and I think I've mentioned this. Although I need to experiment, because my brother and I really want to do something that kind of has aliens involved, which might involve a little bit more CG, so I'm going to have to see if there's any techniques that could allow me to integrate CG with old camcorder footage, or if I need to do it with high-res footage and then make it look like camcorder footage.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the Night with the Devil one?
No.
So I haven't seen it yet. I just found out about this one. A couple of the YouTubers I watched on their live stream mentioned that they really liked it. But it's newer. It's called Night with the Devil. It's found footage. So basically, it's like supposedly found footage of like a TV show from 1977, like a live variety show type thing.
Oh.
I think it's Halloween, but basically the gimmick for the show is they have this like psychic on or something, and they're gonna contact the devil. And like, of course, it's it's a shtick. They don't think it's real, right? But apparently they actually contact the devil.
Huh.
I think it's called Night with the Devil. I haven't seen it yet, but it looked pretty. And it looked like a 77. Like it looked like an old TV show. I was on the second disc when I stopped playing before, so I definitely had gotten past this part. Oh, this is how it turned out. Oh, we're fighting Cypher now. Whoa. Oh, just me and him too. Can I draw anything? Let's see what he's leaked to. Are you finding anything about it?
Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
I was writing down the list of all this stuff, so I just didn't forget it, but I'll look it up.
Oh, yeah. The trailer is really good. Weak against water.
Oh, that was made in 2023. Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty recent. Heard good things, but I don't know. Oh, I don't have water.
I'll watch the trailer.
Right. I have any, like, holy water? I don't have any, like...
I love the vibe of this.
Yeah, it hits the 70s. It's really nice.
The producers of Prayer unlocks everything barbarian.
Not a bad pedigree. Ooh, fighting the queen now. Or sorceress. Yay, friends are helping.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that now. That was a good trailer.
Yep. I'm excited to check it out.
It also looked like maybe it wasn't completely found footage. I could have interpreted some of the shots wrong, but like, it seemed like that maybe there were some sections that were footage from the TV and some sections that were kind of separate.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But I really like the concept.
Yeah, and they definitely have like more of a budget than
Oh yeah.
Paranormal Activity. The Paranormal Activity movies like are pure, pretty much found footage.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes sense for that one because it's not just like someone's camcorder, it's a TV episode that didn't air.
It's kind of, it kind of gives them license.
Yeah. Which is a unique take on it. There is something like really cool about the, just random person's footage because it really puts, the audience in the shoes of the character. But I like that variation.
Hopefully it's not on Noah.
I think I've seen variants online too that were more like more ARG kind of things, but they played with the found footage genre of like news broadcasts.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. There was one that like it's a YouTube channel dedicated entirely to clips from this supposedly small town local news station that had a lot of strange occurrences, and it was this big mystery that all led up to, you know, a major like ARG kind of ending thing.
Oh, that's cool. I like ARGs.
Oh yeah.
One of the cooler ARGs was Nine Inch Nails did one for the release of Year Zero, which Year Zero was like a concept album, and it was supposed to be like the idea was like it was like the year that like basically fascism started in the United States. And the ARG, there were all these like USB sticks that were hidden at the different concerts and things, and people found them and pieced together information, and it ended up leading up to like this location and time. And so a bunch of people went there, and it was like this warehouse in the middle of nowhere in LA. And they ended up... Life would be good. You went to this thing, and then like all the lights go off, and this guy dressed in like a general's outfit comes out and like starts yelling at them about like being like the resistance, and like how could they just go somewhere without like knowing where they were going, and that they just blindly followed all this stuff. And people were starting to kind of I have a video of it I should show you, and they like people were starting to get freaked out, and he was like, you know, you could have easily been captured by the enemy and stuff. And then he's like, all right, everybody follow me. And like they got on this like freight elevator, and then at the top of the elevator they get out, and they got like a personal Nine Inch Nails show.
That's cool.
Yeah. But it's kind of like freaky at the beginning. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah. Especially the whole like, you know, why are you just following clues from random USB sticks?
Yeah, really. Like you could have like the enemy could have easily like trapped you and like kidnapped you.
That's fun though.
And there was a number on the back of the CD too when it came out. And if you called it, you get the recording still on YouTube, but it was called the United States Bureau of Morality. And like you got this message, and it was like the content that you have purchased has been deemed to be like subversive or something by the United States Bureau of Morality. Your deprogramming will begin soon. God bless America, or something like that. Like we've tracked you. I called it one time and put on speaker with my mom around, and my mom kind of freaked out. The United States Bureau of Morality.
Yeah. That was a crazy fire effect.
That was cool.
One thing I'm really interested in when I watch all these found footage projects is how they set up like the mystery and how they reveal it and what they do and don't dig into.
Well, and how they shoot him too, like Blair Witch, the actors, like they pretty much left them out in the middle of the woods, like alone, and then they kind of did their own thing, and the filmmakers just kind of messed with them, from what I understand, which is crazy.
Yeah,
like inhumane.
That is what I've heard about Blair Witch too, and it's like that's a serious level of dedication, but it's like that is a little bit questionable. But
supposedly really screwed up like their careers too, because they're so like identified with that role. Oh my god, did Squall just die?
Oh no!
I look at my watch for a second and I died. I got a text. Renoa! But they were so identified with their role that like they couldn't get other roles. Oh, is this the end of the disc, I wonder? Kind of hope not, because I didn't load disc 2. Oh, it is disc 2. Crap. It's okay. It'll only take a second. I want to make sure I saved it, though.
Yeah. Real quick, in that case, I'm going to use the restroom. Be right back.
Good plan. All right, everybody. I'm going to change discs. Okay, disc change. You ready? Disc change. I might go to the bathroom, too. We'll see. A lot of fun things happening.
Oh, the fireworks are cool.
Like the webcam can do better graphics than the PlayStation. All right. Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom too. All the soda. Okay. So back to the X Station. These are all the games I have on Station. Yeah, games. Actually, I have no idea what the difference is between the different Game Sharks, but I assume that 4 is the best. Okay. And then disc 2, menu, full boot. Boot, boot. And this is in 480i, which is interesting. The boot logo, pretty much every game is 240p on the PlayStation. But the BIOS is 480i. It's a high res.
That is weird.
But interlaced. I think there's like a few instances of higher res, but they're usually like menus. Like Chrono Cross, the menu is 480i.
So you basically got just through the first disc before you quit.
Pretty much. So we should be pretty close to where I was. Let's see, we'll do strength 2. Okay. Yeah.
Does that mean we're halfway through?
There were 4 discs.
Oh, 4. Oh, okay. So we're a quarter of the way through.
But if it's anything like chord's a little short. 1 second. If it's anything like Final Fantasy VII, the last disc is mostly the ending. This is in 480i too. Weird. I didn't know that either. Just that part though.
Weird. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna make this one thing for AI. Everything else.
I wish the Game Shark, because the Mem Card Pro will detect the game and it'll automatically like load the right game, but not if you use a Game Shark. The Mem Card Pro, you can connect on your Wi-Fi.
Nice.
Memory card to mount. And now, all right, disc 2, here we come.
So main character dead.
Yeah, it's a nice way to start. Disc 2. Oh, back to Laguna.
Imagine being in a neighborhood where you have to worry about a monster attacking you.
Monsters, right? Wow. You're scared little girl, Laguna. Oh, keep working. I just want to save. So we're either at where I stopped or very close. He went up here. Yeah, if you watch those bullet holes?
It's hard to tell.
I wanted to talk to her. Oh. Okay, well, I guess I missed a chance. Wait. We were in that town earlier, I think. That's
I
good graphics. They're kind of cool graphics.
Yeah. This music is just fantastic.
Yeah, I used to have like an orchestral version of this. I think it was on the composer of Final Fantasy. I mean, up until a certain point. He didn't do all of 10. Nobuo Uematsu. He had... I think it was the Black Mages. He had a band called the Black Mages. And they played Final Fantasy music live, but like rearranged.
That's awesome.
So like they'd add guitars and
yeah,
cool stuff.
I don't remember specifically what all was in it, but like I went to GDC back in March and they did a
Good for you.
Yeah, oh thanks. They had an orchestra play a live concert with a bunch of video game music in it. And that was a
awesome.
really cool experience.
I never got to go to GDC, but we sent Jack Burton went for us a couple times.
Nice. Yeah, it was sponsored by Wichita State to go last year, which is really cool.
That's
a lot of my
awesome.
friends are planning on going back this year. I really want to, but I also want to go to a bunch of film festivals, which those trips will cost about as much as about as much as GDC. So I'm gotta pick and choose there. But it was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, GDC is really cool. Too bad that E3's like dead.
Yeah, that man. Once we start losing like live conferences, I feel like internet may have gone too far.
E3 was really awesome. The first Greg went for us because he was already there with Bungie in 03, and then I went 04, 05, and 06. And then I went to 3 more later after that too. But especially at the beginning, it was really amazing. Like the gaming promised land. I mean, it was.
Yeah. I mean, that's where everybody was pulling out all the new games and showing you, like, all the big announcements were made there and everything. It was just kind of this big update for what's coming next.
Peter Moore got like a Halo 2 tattoo on his arm. I'm sure it was fake. But to like show the release date.
Yeah. UGC was really fun because that's where, like, on their show floor, they've got a bunch of, demos for new tech and stuff like that. It's some really cool, like, AR showcases this time. I was there in the room when they announced Unreal 5.4, I think it was.
Oh, cool.
I got to go to that, which is, like, the most competitive conference. Like, me and my roommates all woke up at like 6 in the morning and we got in line like 2 hours early. Had a nice chat with someone from University of Savannah, Georgia, I think. I'm forgetting the exact name, but like he was running a interactive like media program there and was talking with us about their volume, which is kind of cool because Wichita State hadn't installed theirs yet. Had a nice conversation with that guy waiting in line. Yeah, they also did at that show like a live demo of a new Marvel game that's coming out. That's kind of a blend of movie and video game where they like actually hired DP and they blocked out all the camera movements and stuff, and you've got like cutscenes that are basically meant to be like a movie in there with the interactive parts of the game. And they showed that like moving around that world live with like Vive trackers and stuff on stage, which is cool.
That's really cool. So the story is kind of interesting here. So Laguna, this is years later, and he's asking about those two other guys that you were with, like what's going on with them. And then Julia, that singer you talked to, she's getting married to someone else. She's actually getting married to Renoa's dad, so she might be Renoa's mom.
Oh, okay. So this is in the past.
And yes, I think, yeah. And her true love went off to war and never came back. That must be Laguna. Yeah. Goodbye. Penny Arcade Expo is really cool too. PX, X.
Yeah, those ones sound cool. I mostly know about them because there's a few FNAF YouTubers I watch that always show up for PAX West because of the Steel Wool demo, which I met a producer for Steel Wool at GDC as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was kind of a fun conversation.
The video game well, I don't know if it's as much like this as it used to be, but it used to be that like you could, people were really welcoming.
Yeah, it felt that way at GDC. I mean, they even had like networking like speed networking is what they called it, where you were like one side of a table would rotate every 5 minutes and you were just meeting a bunch of new people. But yeah, everybody was just really open to talk.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, E3 got really like, they would spend so much money on things. Like I remember all the different companies had like events.
There were,
oh, go ahead.
The show floor was mostly where companies held. I think, like the closest thing to that GDC were like the workshops and stuff. I mean, there were major workshops, and of course there was occasional like big announcements, like the State of Unreal presentation I talked about. but I think E3 had more of that kind of stuff going on.
One of the craziest events was 1 year Activision, who's, they're huge, right? Although not maybe as huge now as they were then, but they had this event and expecting to see games, and they rented out like a huge freaking arena. And so you saw the games in like this really cool theatrical environment, and they showed off all these games, and then all of a sudden they're like, but that's not it. And they had a bunch of music artists play. They had Maynard from Tool, who I was really surprised because he's my favorite artist, sing Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and then they closed it with Eminem. Eminem came out and did a concert.
Wow.
It's and Usher came out from Microsoft 1 year, which was really bizarre because it's not really.
Yeah, did
Usher's crowd
really have much to do with the games?
No, and that was that year that Usher was there. It was the Xbox One, where they were really focusing towards entertainment, less about games.
Yeah.
And Usher came out and all this stuff, and then they showed I think it was the Stick of Truth, the first South Park game, and Mountain Trey came out, the South Park guys, and they're like, we kind of out of place today, we're actually showing a game. Sorry about that. Because everyone else, people were showing apps and people weren't really showing games that year at Microsoft's at least. And Sony, they had. It's so weird to think of all this money they spent for these things. But Sony, they rented out this arena, and in the parking lot they had it closed off. In LA, food trucks are really big, so they had a ton of food trucks, and you could just go up to any of the food trucks and get whatever you wanted, and Sony covered it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a surefire tactic to win people over.
Oh yeah, and then when you went inside, they did their presentation. That was the year they unveiled the Vita, actually, I think. And then after they showed it, the thing went up, and Jane's Addiction played a concert, and they hadn't it's just ridiculous. Oh, and Microsoft, they had The Killers, and that was their big year with that song.
Basically lures to get people to come to the
to get good reviews and stuff. And they Microsoft that year, they also had all these tents. So they had this was the unveiling of the Xbox 360, so a few years before. They showed off the 360, and then they told you to go outside, and I still have it down there, a faceplate for the 360 from that year. That was their gift. Then they had all these tents, and each tent had a chef in it, and you could the chef would make you some amazing food. And then you went back inside and played games. But people used to always laugh about it because it's just bribery, basically, right?
Yeah. Which I guess in some sense, maybe it's nice that game companies aren't blowing as much money on a bunch of random performances for E3 now, but it's still kind of sad that the conference is gone.
Yeah, I wish the conference was still around. And the thing was to see the stuff, you had to it was almost inescapable.
Yeah.
Doing everything. Because if you didn't get invited to the event with all the crazy stuff, then you didn't get to see the unveil of the 360. Richie got that first year we went. Richie got interviewed by the Jenny McCarthy for MTV.
That's fun.
Yeah, I wish we had the interview somewhere, but
yeah, I actually got interviewed too. Epic Games interviewed me and the group
cool.
that I was with just about that State of Unreal presentation. I don't know whatever came with that, but it was kind of fun.
It's cool. Everyone's using Unreal now.
Yeah, it is so big.
Like everything. I mean, it was big. Like, but seems like everyone. Did you see the Switch 2 announcement? The like small announcement.
No.
All they did was announce that it's going to be backwards compatible. That every Switch game will be playable on it.
Amazing, amazing. That immediately makes me more interested in getting one because I haven't had my Switch for terribly long. But
well, and it will, you know, I'm sure they'll do some kind of upscaling or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You know, render them out at HD. I guess it is technically HD, Ultra HD.
Yeah.
I know, like, all the leaks have been crazy, but I thought I saw some where it was, like, projecting to be slightly more powerful than Xbox One, which is kind of crazy. But,
that would be crazy for portable.
It would be, but, I mean, with the Steam Deck, and that's basically a laptop crammed into the form factor of a handheld like a Switch, I could see it. Because Xbox One is, what, like, almost 10 years old now?
That is insane, but you are correct.
Yeah. It just feels weird because, I mean, so many of the games on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 look just up to par. Like, they've aged really well.
Yeah, Sonic Generations looks amazing still.
I'm, like, as soon as I get my next paycheck, I'm probably picking up that Sonic Generations X Shadow.
The Shadow version's really good. It's
Have you played it?
a little bit.
I've seen some of the visuals for Shadows and like the trailers and stuff, and I know they're like really messing with pushing the graphics in that.
Definitely want to turn performance mode on. Well, I guess
I'm gonna be getting it on my PC.
Yeah, so it'll be performance no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It defaulted to quality mode, and so the frame rate was like not even a steady 30.
Ah.
And then once I turned on performance mode, it was like a really steady 60. But
yeah,
it's weird that it would default for a Sonic game. It's really good. It's up there with the best 3D Sonic games, I think.
I've been seeing that sentiment online. Oh,
really?
Like, yeah, and people are like, you know, with the Shadow introduced in there, this is the definitive way to play Generations. There's been some, you know, complaining about the rewrites to the Generation story because they changed like small things that are kind of weird. That some people feel that kind of weaken the story as opposed to help it. But I think it was a conflict. Like, they brought in this writer who's done a lot of really cool, like, some of the most popular Sonic comics to helm the story for the series now. And
that's cool.
Yeah, people love what he did for Frontiers, so they had him rewrite Generations. But I think they really limited what they were able to do. Like, they didn't really reanimate any of the cutscenes, so he was limited to working within the context of those. And I think that kind of put too much of a limit on him.
Oh, Sega.
Yeah. But people have been loving the gameplay of it, and they did even tweak the graphics and Generations a little bit, buff those up a bit, and then
it looks amazing.
Yeah, raving about Shadow. So
yeah, Shadow is it feels like the best looking Sonic game, like, by far.
Yeah, and it's cool seeing them focus more on graphics. Sonic Frontiers is kind of one reason why I really don't get any games other than Nintendo games on my Switch anymore. Because I got it on Switch because I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fun to play it on controller, because I didn't have a controller for my PC at the time, and it runs so bad on the Switch because they had to reduce the quality of the graphics so much, and it's still like 30 FPS.
Yeah, I heard Shadow plays pretty bad on Switch too.
Yeah. So I'm just, and I mean, that kind of showed me that it's like, you know, I have my Switch, But if I get a game on my PC, I probably will. Just for the ability to play it at a nice, smooth frame rate with high quality graphics.
I used to get games on my PC, but I love my TV.
TV's cool.
Also, the Retro Tank can do Lanco's upscaling to 3D.
That'd be
So
nice
it
for
looks
Switch.
really nice. Yeah, it looks really nice on Switch.
By the
So it
way,
gets up
it
to 4K.
is 7 now, just letting you know.
Oh, wow, that went fast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's find a save point. Let me know how the meeting goes.
Yeah,
But
sure.
there's gotta be, there've been like tons of save points. There's gotta be one soon. Let me save now. There was a save point in this house up here. Upstairs. There we are. Good timing. Alright, thanks for anyone that's watching now or watching the replay. Check out eyesopenmovie.com. And check out our social media, Eyes Open Movie, on every platform, as Logan's work is going to be appearing there soon.
Yep.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.
When your world shatters and everything completely changes. That is the story that I want to tell you with Eyes Open. I was lucky enough in my life to have a completely world-changing, life-shattering moment happen when I met the person that I'm absolutely destined to be with, and that's my wife, Tara. It was a moment that completely shifted my entire being from being focused completely on movie and video games and, 16-year-old thing, to basically understanding that this was going to be the rest of my life. And what happens then when you lose that? In Eyes Open, we're going to tell you that story, and we're going to tell you it from both of our perspectives. And then, of course, what happens when you meet again 10 years later.
Matthew Nyquist. Hi, my name is Tara Nyquist, and I am a writer and producer of the film Eyes Open. This film is special to me because, well, it's about Matt and I and our long journey of our relationship. When I tell people the story about Matt and I, their eyes kind of light up and they're like, this should be a movie. It provides a lot of hope, provides a look at what it means to really have a second chance in life. I think is really unique. It's not very often you hear about kind of a first love being lost, but then getting to be found again. And I feel like in our situation, the uniqueness is not just about coming back together again, but all the circumstances and coincidence in it. Even close friends, family members are not going to see some of the emotions that I have shown in this film that are based on true life. A lot of the film is about me and Matt and the missed opportunities we had and the miscommunication, but it also shows the emotions of mine and how they transform from being a very quiet person, reserved and not sharing feelings, to a person grown over time and made a decision that I need to share my feelings, I need to speak my mind, and ultimately that leads to happiness. If there's something you miss or want or wish you could redo, it can happen.
Hello, my name is Lauren Smith, and I am playing Sarah in the upcoming movie Eyes Open. This script is so special because it's so personal and it's so real. There is not a moment when I look at this script and I'm confused about what to do with my character, because they're so layered, they're so rich. You, no matter what, will be rooting for these two to finally get together. They have so much to offer each other, and it's incredible, and their connection is undeniable. They're magnetic, they're drawn to each other, and watching that is going to be just so much fun, while also simultaneously frustrating because you want them to get together the whole movie. You guys will love it, I promise. It's such an honor for me to work on a script that Matt and Tara have brought to life like this, because they're sharing so much of their lives with me. It's easy in today's world to feel like love does not last, or even like it doesn't exist. It absolutely does. The proof is in the pudding with Matt and Tara in real life, and with Josh and Sara in this script. I mean, they come back to each other time and time again, and it takes them a while to truly realize why, but when they do, it is so cathartic, it is so beautiful. Their reunion is so anticipated, and this movie is based on real people, and I get to work with them all the time. They're wonderful people. Matt and Tara are not only incredible screenwriters and filmmakers, but they're genuinely amazing people, and I can't think of anybody better to tell their love story to as many people as possible. I know that they just want to shout their love from the rooftops. This movie is going to be absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to get started. This love story is so important, it's so beautiful, it's incredibly rich and complicated and full of emotion, and I can't wait to share it with as many people as I can.
Matt and Tara asked me to tell you why we have to make this movie. And you know, I'll tell you why we have to make this movie. It's because no one makes movies like this anymore. You know, a love story, a real love story, where their hearts are broken, where they give up, but then they find a way to come back together again. No one makes movies like this anymore. A feel-good movie where you actually can relate to it, where you're like, this, you know, reminds you of things that happened in your own life. This is a great movie. But the thing is, we need your help. So if you want to see a movie like this is your chance to make it happen. So help us make it.
One of the reasons why I am so happy to be working on this project is because as a filmmaker, one of my goals is to always work on projects that spread the theme of love and empathy, understanding for one another, especially in a world where every day bad things are happening and a lot of people oftentimes question whether or not true love actually exists. Another reason why I'm really excited to work on this project is because Matt had so deliberately taken his time with forming this crew. He made sure that each individual person not only had understanding and love for the script, but is also super talented and great to work with.
Not only a love story that's gonna make sense and wow you, nuanced journey about what it means to fall in love and to find the person that you are supposed to be with, or what that might look like. But it also, I think, kind of gives folks a taste of what life was like in the 90s, or that kind of nostalgia. Who doesn't want a really sweet, cozy, interesting love story? I think this will really resonate with audiences.
One of my favorite things about working on this project is how authentic the script comes across. It's such a beautiful exploration of themes like love and loss and fighting your way back home. And I just felt every single emotion that the script tried to get across, and it felt like it was coming from a real place and real experiences. Another really exciting aspect of Eyes Open is the setting that we get to explore. It's a bit of a period piece set in the late 90s into the 2000s, and I feel like that is the perfect era to set a romantic drama in. There's so many iconic films that came out during that time period, and I feel like we really get to echo a lot of what came before us in the way that we set up this movie.
Matt and I clicked, and I learned a lot from him, and I'm very excited to be working with him on Eyes Open. He's an incredibly talented, incredibly passionate filmmaker, telling a very, very personal, very, very, important story, both to him and to Kansas and to our time.
Other people also be impacted by this story, as I have from just the stories that they told me before it became a final script, have helped me in immeasurable ways. And I think that could happen for so many other people, that there is hope for them, and to not let opportunities pass them by, and to go with their gut and what your heart tells you. If there's been a story from a couple that you knew who you thought that could totally be a movie, this is that movie.
Matt and Tara's script, for Eyes Open has been the single best script I've ever read. I've read a lot of scripts. I've written a lot of scripts. And to be able to read something that's so truthful, that's so honest and genuine is amazing.
The story is such a unique one. When I read it, I was immediately captured by I felt the characters, they impacted me deeply when I was reading the script. And I think it's because it is based on a true story. And Matt and Tara were able to pour their emotions into the writing, and I was able to seriously relate with them.
I want audiences to see how incredible Kansas is, how beautiful Lindsborg is, how epic of a romance can come out of a small place like this. I am really excited to work on this movie because not only am I a native Kansan, I'm from Topeka, I am also Swedish. And so getting to work in Lindsborg, Kansas, and with a story that is based in Lindsborg, Kansas is going to be such a privilege. It's one of the most beautiful places I think you can visit. Our sunsets are unmatched, and I just know we're gonna have some of those in this movie.
The